Thank you for that introduction, Candice. Bonjour tout le monde. Merci à la Chambre de commerce du Canada pour cette invitation. Perrin, I very much look forward to our conversation. Over the last few weeks, we've been sharing our approach to tomorrow's budget. Our plan is based on the belief that a strong economy is a fair economy, and an economy that is focused on the future. Everyone here in this room knows that the economy isn't just about numbers, it's about people. Millennials and Gen Z now make up the majority of Canada's labour force. They are our economy. Everything that is created, built, served and sold in this country is increasingly being created, built, served and sold by millennials and Gen Z. So their success is going to be our success, Canada's success. But these younger generations started adulthood with compounding economic crises. Millennials entered the workforce in the wake of the financial crisis as housing prices started to go up and up. Then they faced the pandemic, as did Gen Z, who were denied many of those first early job opportunities that kickstart the career and set them up with early savings. This is a resilient group, but they are now facing a massive cost of living crisis. Skyrocketing housing prices are disproportionately affecting them. Rents are going way up, and over half of people between 25 and 34 are renters. For those who do own, they had to put out a lot more for a down payment and have really been hit by higher interest rates. They now feel like middle-class stability is out of reach. We need to meet this moment, because that can't be allowed to happen. Our country cannot succeed unless young people succeed. And more, our country cannot succeed unless young people can imagine themselves succeeding. And they just don't feel that right now. You all know that an economy is only as strong as it is optimistic. Notre économie doit récompenser les efforts des jeunes générations, comme c'était le cas pour les générations passées. Les milléniaux et la génération Z sont le moteur de l'économie. On veut qu'ils aient la confiance nécessaire pour investir en eux-mêmes, en leur avenir. On veut leur redonner l'optimisme et les possibilités que leurs parents et leurs grands-parents ont connues. Pour faire ça, le gouvernement fédéral reprend son rôle d'investir dans le logement. On va construire des logements à travers le pays à un rythme jamais vu depuis la fin de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. And investing in housing isn't just about fairness, it's about growth. We all know businesses that find a perfect applicant, but that person can't accept the job because local housing prices are too high. Or about people stuck in too long commutes, which isn't any good for productivity. And we recognize when too much take-home income is going towards housing costs, that's money not spent in the broader economy, money not invested in starting a small business, money that's not stimulating or spurring our economy. That's why we're stepping up to meet the moment and solve the housing crisis. But this brings me to another one of our budget's major economic growth investments, and that's our $2.4 billion investment in AI, a technology that has the potential to transform the global economy. Canada has long been a leader in the development and commercialization of AI. This potential is our potential if we harness it the right way. Our investment will increase compute access and spur development of AI infrastructure here at home so we can keep attracting global investment and talent to Canada. We're also seeing more and more global economies integrate this tech into every business at every level, and it's crucial that Canadian businesses have the opportunity to stay competitive. So we're investing to help businesses adopt this tech from advanced manufacturing to Main Street small businesses. L'intelligence artificielle est une technologie transformatrice. C'est une technologie qui a l'immense potentiel de stimuler la croissance dans toutes les sphères de l'économie. En ce moment, il y a une course mondiale au talent et à la technologie. L'IA, ça fait partie de l'avenir du travail. Il faut s'en servir pour aider les travailleurs au quotidien. Les emplois vont être payants dans ce secteur, mais il va falloir que la main-d'œuvre en général s'y adapte et en profite. Il faut s'assurer donc de faire ça de manière responsable. But there is a lot of uncertainty in this world. As leaders in government and businesses at a moment where we face incredibly consequential decisions, you know that. Well, last week, our government released Canada's renewed vision for defence policy, Our North, Strong and Free. It's a plan that responds to the increasingly complex and challenging world we find ourselves in. These investments will protect Canada's sovereignty as major powers become more disruptive and our Arctic becomes more accessible. It'll support jobs in Canada's defence industry, from the CAF to tech to manufacturing. It'll protect the rules and principles that have enabled Canada's incredible growth and prosperity for 80 years, and it'll make sure that future generations benefit from the same peace and stability that past generations have. In an uncertain world, having responsible governments is more important than ever. And one of the areas you need governments to be responsible is on climate policy. You in this room conduct business beyond the borders of Canada. You know beyond a doubt that the global energy transformation is underway. Our government takes seriously our role to make sure that Canada is not left behind. It's why we're making available over $60 billion in powerful tax incentives for clean energy, clean manufacturing, and clean technologies. It's why we launched the Canada Growth Fund. It's why we're issuing carbon contracts for differences. All of these policies are drawing in global investment, and they're all predicated on a predictable price on pollution, the very policy some are trying to axe. Canada's carbon price offers stability to investors and to businesses so that they can develop market-driven solutions that make sure we reach net zero emissions by 2050. Avec notre prix sur la pollution, le Canada reste compétitif et on se positionne pour mieux attirer une partie des milliers de milliards de dollars en capitaux privés à travers le monde qui sont prêts à contribuer à l'économie propre. Keeping Canada competitive and attractive to international investors has always been a priority for us, and it's working. Since 2015, direct foreign investment in Canada has increased by 60%. We're putting policies in place that keep up this momentum, which is good for small business, big business, workers, indeed the whole Canadian economy. We need to make sure, with our investments in housing, with our investments in AI, with our investments in defense and security, and with our investments to make sure we're creating the jobs and careers of the future, that we're building an economy where everyone has a shot at a stable middle-class life, where businesses have confidence to take risks and invest, where Canada's values are upheld, not just here, but as an inspiration around the world, where there is a healthy environment and an economy that is fair for every generation. And we will continue to invest in our small and medium-sized businesses and deepen our strong trade relationships that give businesses of all sizes access to wider markets. L'objectif de tous ces investissements est de garantir au Canada le succès qu'on a connu durant le dernier siècle, et encore mieux. And as always, our government will make these investments in a responsible way that protects Canada's AAA rating and maintains our enviable position as the G7 country with the lowest net debt to GDP ratio. More will be revealed tomorrow when we table the budget, but I look forward to our discussion this afternoon. Merci beaucoup, mes chers amis.